Hi everyone, it's me, Tim, and today I want to talk about why I play games I don't like. Now, I don't review games, and I've made a whole video about it with all the reasons why I don't review it. Please watch it if you haven't. I get lots of requests to review games or just stream myself playing it, which is going to lead to me making comments, and I don't do that. What I do want to talk about in this video, though, is first of all, I play a lot of games. I play games every day. If not, no, I'm sure I play video games every day. I think I also play at least every week a card or board or puzzle game. And sometimes included in those are ones I simply do not like. Sometimes I have many, many hours in those games that I do not like. In fact, I had to privatize my Steam account a few years ago because there were different people, colleagues, people in the industry, fans, people on game dev boards who would look at the hours I was putting into different games and make all kinds of assumptions about what those hours meant. And let me just tell you that many of those assumptions, many of the things they said were absolutely wrong. The one I heard the most often was, wow, Tim must really love that game. Look at how many hours he has in it. So let me walk through a lot of reasons you might see a huge number of hours next to a game that I didn't like. Now, one reason you'd see a large number of hours is I did like the game, but I've played a ton of games that I absolutely did not like. And let me tell you why. Probably the number one reason, and it should be obvious, is I get paid to make role-playing games. Therefore, I need to play a lot of role-playing games. Even now, as a client, as a contractor, and I have clients, I'm expected to have a well-informed opinion of competitors' games out there. Frequently, they come up in discussions. We have a Zoom meeting, and we're talking about a feature. Just yesterday, I was involved in a long back and forth email with several other designers at one of the clients, trying to decide whether to put feature A or feature B in their game. Now, in 3 of my previous games, I had used either feature A or B. So one of the things I got to talk about was why I used feature A over feature B, like what went into my decision process to use one of those over the other. And also what having that feature, once I decided to have that feature in the game, what that meant I really had to do in the rest of the game, because that feature had side effects and connected to other things. So, and I even reminded them, I don't make the final decision. That's not what a contractor does. But I am there to provide a lot of info about my games and other games. And to talk, as part of talking about that, to give a very informed opinion on these features were in this game. They did this. There were these side effects from them. They interacted with these other systems in a certain way. And frequently it will come up where somebody will go, oh, I really like this game, but it didn't do this. And I'm like, actually it did, but you had to unlock it. And we've had long discussions about that. One time we actually went online and watched a video where I said, look, here's where the person's unlocking that ability. So it was interesting, and that led to a discussion of why would they have this ability but lock it behind a skill or a perk or something your character or a class that your character had to choose. And that led to an interesting discussion of, you can have a feature in the game, but if everyone can't use it or people don't know it's there, how do you handle that? Which brings me to the second reason I play games I don't like. Sometimes I'm just curious. I'm really curious. I've heard that a game does something. It has a feature. It has some particular graphical element. It has a really cool kind of UI. And I want to see how they did it. I want to see what it looks like, what it feels like. I want to interact with that feature and see how that feature works with other systems in the game. I want to see, was it tacked on? Because sometimes I'll play a game and it feels like something was just tacked on. It's like that feature connects to nothing else in the game. It's just kind of there to be interacted with if you feel like, but it doesn't connect to other things. Sometimes features are this incredible web work or tapestry of feature threads, and I love seeing how the designers on that game made all those connections and made them, and balance and stuff. There's a ton to learn, even from games you don't like. One of the reason I may play a game I don't like is I've played others in the series, and I kind of want to see how the series played out. And I don't always play them in order. And in fact, one thing I've noticed is I have a tendency to like a game when it's the first one of the series I've played. Even if I then go back and play previous ones, I tend to like the first one I played the best. And I have to keep that in mind, because that's a really subjective bias. But what I also love is after I've played all the games in a series, I love seeing how it evolved. It gives you some insight into the designers that, hey, they had this feature for a while and then they changed it. Hey, this was skill-based and then became class-based. Or it was turn-based and went real-time, or whatever. Sometimes it's way more subtle than that. Wow, their crafting system mattered and then it didn't. So I like seeing what changes got made across series, which often means playing entries in that series that aren't very good. I'll admit my third reason for playing bad games and putting large amounts of hours into bad games is sometimes it's just like a car crash to me. I can't look away. I'm just playing it and I'm like, why did they do that? What led to this decision? Did they not use a focus group? And it's like, this is why I can't stream, because it would be like my own version of MST3K, although probably not nearly as funny. Because I will sometimes play a game and I'll be making comments like that. I'll be like, I don't understand. Why does the designer want me to do this? It isn't fun. I don't think he wants me to do it, but all of his system mechanics are forcing me to do this. Or, why would she write a character this way? It's completely unlikable. Does she want me to hate her characters? Okay, I hate them. It's just a strange thing I have. It's a monologue, but sometimes I express it. It's funny to me. It's probably not funny for any of you to watch, and it certainly wouldn't be funny for the designer to watch. But there are some games that just are so bad, I play them just to see it. I just want to see it. I'm like, this passed a test. Somebody signed off on this. Somebody paid for this. It's another reason I play bad games is it's not good, but it's good enough. Sometimes I'm just jonesing for something. I feel like playing a fantasy RPG, like a real, elves and dragons, run-of-the-mill, completely plain vanilla fantasy game. And I find one, and it's good enough, and it scratches that itch, and I get it out of my system, and I move on. And it's not even that I would say it was a bad game. Like I said, it's just it wasn't good. It was good enough. It did what I wanted to do. Maybe I felt like playing a tabletop D&D session, and I didn't have anyone to play with, so I did this game. It did its job for me. And then probably the last reason I play games that are bad is there are a few games that I put a lot of hours into it because they're comfortable. It's like this pullover. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's cold today, and this is really comfortable. I have games that I play like that. They're not great. They're not the best in their class. They're not groundbreaking. They're not revolutionary. But I love them. They're comfortable. I slip into the game, and it's like, oh yeah, this is this game. I know what I have to do. I know what that dungeon's going to be like. I know what that quest is going to be like. And it's just comfortable. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't, transport me to another place. It's not all that, but it's comfortable. It's like a nice old pair of jeans or a pair of sweatpants that you just like, even though they're a little ratty. So those are all the reasons that I play games I don't like. And there's a moral to this video. I've said this before. It's okay to not like some games. It's also okay to play some games you don't like. And it's okay to play a lot of hours into games you don't like. I see a lot of Steam reviews where people go, I played for 200 hours. I don't like it. I get why people do that. What I don't need to do is go online and tell everyone why I'm playing these games I don't like, or even what the games are that I don't like. Because I'm sure I don't like some games that you love, and I'm sure that, you don't like some games that I love. And that's fine. But just because I put a lot of hours into a game doesn't necessarily mean I like it. It just means I had a reason to put a lot of hours into that game. And the game's quality isn't always the reason. So anyway, I hope you like that.